It's 2:34. I have a little brief upload to share as usual. Due to the constant constitutional offences that I'm experiencing, and due to the fact that between 2003 and 2005 I experienced very serious offence that incurred damages, harms and losses, blah, blah, blah. I've repeated this ad nauseum and I'm still awaiting for people to fulfil their obligations. So the damages from 2003 to 2005 were quite serious, and in this little community, the individuals that are responsible for a few productions and a bit of social influencing have caused awful defamation to my good character and my good name and reputation. So there's more of this going on. There's more offence being caused, and there's a child I gave birth to that was unlawfully separated from me in 2017, and that was an issue, an offence that was broached with the relevant ombudsman that decided not to communicate professionally with me about the matter. So it's 2022 and I'm still in my emergency accommodation, and there's been legislation as a consequence of my work, and I'm living on €208 a week. My child is missing and my farms are being trespassed upon. And these little go-getters have caused awful disruption in society. They've disrespected faith and family, and they have sent a very poor message from the Kingdom, County Kerry. So it's a little collective, and they've used awful efforts in defamation. Now, defamation of anyone's good name is quite dangerous, and unlawful care orders of any child are very dangerous. But to disrespect the church and a matrimony, that's quite serious as well. So I'm still a married mom, and I'm still waiting for obligations to be fulfilled to my work and my royalty. As I've said, COVID came about as a consequence of me. There was health and healing as a consequence of COVID. I'm a recovery advocate, and I'm being impoverished in County Kerry by incompetent individuals that are feeding off a story, plot and line that isn't factually based in reality. It disrespects the constitution of the country, and it disrespects women and children's rights. And this is for an initiative of property gain from my good name and my beautiful child. So there's a lot happening that still hasn't been addressed. There are liabilities that have been of defamation since 2006, and there are people not taking responsibility for their actions. So I've experienced quite a lot that is quite dangerous for society to be accommodating. But look, we're in County Kerry, and it just seems as if you do what you like, you get on, have a free ride. But it's a free lunch in this case, and it's a free walk in the fields of mine. So the issue of developers, of the repeat offenders against my good name that have been assisting false allegations, false accusations, supporting inaccurate information, it makes it very unsafe for women to be wronged in any way by any collective that are disrespecting the role of the mother in society. As I've said, I've saved lives. My work has saved lives. Criminal Justice Acts were brought about in 2019, and as I've said, COVID as well. And this is just the height of disrespect. So they've been quite superficial and superstitious with their offences against so many faiths. It's embarrassing. They have been like rookies, so to speak. They've been abusing faith and family, and defaming good names and hurting young children, particularly my child, which is quite dangerous. And I don't enjoy or take pleasure from having to relay this, but seems there are ombudsmen and politicians that are deciding to help in the effort to offend my constitutional rights, I'm obligated. So I have a clean track record. I'm completely aware that there has been huge fraud again after 2018, conducted with altering and editing. So those people that have been impinging upon my professional career as a teacher, as I said, I'm level 9 on the framework, and these people haven't done enough to cause defamation since 2006, which offends women and children. But they've also continued to offend the field of education and psychology and recovery. So those that are altering any information regarding my track record are taking upon themselves an awful cross. As I said, as a recovery advocate, as an educator, experiencing impoverishment to accommodate people that are living off me, I find astonishingly cheeky. It's interesting that they would think my farms in ARDFERT and KILFLYNN would be safe for trespassing with having my child from my care illegally. So there's a lot happening in County Kerry as usual. I'm sure there's a few reformed individuals that are renovating their stories and renovating their lifestyles. 2018, my work in 2018 changed quite a lot, and it saved quite a lot of people's lives. So that's all being disrespected, unfortunately. And my role as a mother and a teacher has been disrespected. And of course, my royal blood is being disrespected as well. So I've experienced doctors' negligence, I've experienced doctors' misconduct and malpractice, and we all know that there have been developments that haven't been dutifully acknowledged or respected. It's just as simple as the standards are going down again. It's very sad. So this is for the interests of the Government of Ireland. I'm aware that there's displacement efforts being attempted. I'm also aware that the defamers have not worked with proper information. So for women that have ever experienced sexual violence, I'm praying for you. I am praying for you. I'm a recovery advocate of women and children as well. And the issue of women out there supporting any acts of violence against the female body and working with defamation or false reporting are doing themselves and their own little girls a disservice, especially in the field of education. In the classroom particularly, it's setting a bad example. So the collective and the initiative, however they want to consider themselves, are after causing a few failings already. And the deaths, I can't say enough about them being on the increase with every offence I'm tolerating. So I'm owed quite a lot. I have no shame in saying what the state owes me. The issue of my properties being subject to fraud is quite dangerous. So would the relevant bodies kindly have the courage and bravery to address the repeat incidents of fraud in this country? It's a sad sign of the times.